Hello, my friends. So, if today's date, August the 25th, is your birth date, this is a reading for you for this year. This is a four-card pull, a general energy card for the year, a challenge you might face this year, an action you can take to stay in balance, and an outcome or a synopsis card of what is this all about this year. So, what is the card for the general energy this year? It is the crone. And what is the crone but that sense of being called to one's solitary understandings, being called to one's quiet places, being called to one's interior wisdom, uh, being called into nature, into the woods, into hermitage, into shutting off from the society's constant talk and constant chatter that keep you from really hearing your truth, finding yourself and connecting to your deepest visioning and your deepest purpose and your deepest missions. The crone, the hermit in other decks, is that sense of one who looks deeply at all the things that they face. They have come through great times of death and rebirth and regeneration and pain and struggle and jubilation. You have seen so much of life. You understand life on a very big scale, or you're learning it this year. As an ongoing process, learning on a very big scale what it means to come into your truth, what it means to come into your wildness, what it means to come into your intuition, what it means to come into your compassion, what it means to come into your ability to have magic and the mystery of life be something that it doesn't scare you. The crone is not scared by much. The crone has faced so much in his or her life about the understanding of death and rebirth. The crone has faced death and understands it on a deep level and understands its challenges, but also understands its gifts and doesn't get so upset by life and changes and the scenarios around, but works to do healing work that but works to bring their own personal messages, bring your own personal message of healing out into the world. That's what the crone does. They bring their hard struggle of understanding, their hard struggle of cutting oneself off from people and places and things so one can hear oneself deeply and make honest and true understandings for oneself to move deeper into the sacred in one's life and in one's work. So what does that all mean? Well, your challenge is the Four of Cups for August 25th. And to me, the Four of Cups generally says, creating a very nurturing, emotional place where you have, four cups. Cups are about pleasure and joy and relationships. And there are four cups that are spread across the water. And this person in the middle can turn around and go to any one of these cups and be fulfilled. The water represents smooth relationships. The waters also represent, crying and grieving and letting go of things that no longer serve one so that one can become emotionally balanced. So what is your challenge? Well, I think it is to be emotionally balanced this year. And I think it's to be able to walk away from something that has given you a lot of satisfaction but needs to be walked away from in order for you to go into the woods of your nature, into uh, the the quiet of yourself and away from the everyday things that may be feeding you and touching you and building you right now. You can trust that those things will still be there when you return, but you will return in a different way and you return as a different person if you allow yourself to go into your cronage, into your hermitage, into your quiet space of listening to yourself and shutting out and shutting off a lot of the talk that just keeps you distracted and not listening to yourself. So, a challenging year of walking away from something that might feel very nurturing and loving and necessary, but is it really necessary? And I think that the choice you need to make is to be gentle with yourself and to recognize that your path lies in a different direction than what is laid out for you in your everyday life. and that it has taught you a lot, as all things teach the crone and the hermit. It has taught you a lot, and it has taught you a lot about who you are and what you believe, but it hasn't let you go deep into your old wounds so that you can heal them, and it hasn't let you go deep into your finding of the magic and the mystery and the sacredness of life on the mystical levels, and you're being called to that mysticism this year, and that's what the crone is about touching one's mystery and magic of soul and coming out from that as a wise healer, as a wise understander of energy, as a great teacher and a great provider of inspirations and connections, inspirations and connections that go beyond just this physical, everyday, mundane world. And you're being called to something special, and we're all called to something special. And your particular speciality is to go in as a loving healer and to show your truth and to share your divinity and to honor your connection to spirit, but honor your connection to form, and teach people beyond their limited concepts of self and limited concepts of physical body and limited concepts of self-satisfaction. This is all about learning the depth of being, that we are in connection to each other and that we are all sacred, and that until we can hear our sacredness, until we go into the cronage of ourselves, until we find that hermit within ourselves who can really truly listen and truly do the healing work that is required, then can we step out with a sense of grace and a sense of purpose and a sense of mission. And this is about finding your mission this year and not letting yourself be diverted from a difficult path, but boy, what an amazingly honorable and healing path you can step into if you allow yourself to go in there with deer energy, with gentleness energy, with open eyes and open heart, knowing that you can run away at any time as the deer can, but if you can be vulnerable and feel safe and step up with those giant dear eyes and giant compassionate heart, you're able to go through whatever you need to go through and come to a better place within yourself, one that is informed of not only yourself but your humanitarian, your human conditions and your humanitarian goals and idealism that needs to come in and widen you in a way. So blessed be to the rotor of consciousness. Go in with a sense of being safe, with a sense of being supported, with a sense of being honored. You might change a lot this year. You might open yourself a lot this year, but you have to be willing to do that because it will take you there regardless, and it will make you keep walking away more and more from quote, society on an everyday level, so that you can find out who you really are and how you really want to dance in this world and how you really want to be sacred to yourself and to the entire human condition that we are born into. Ahoma Takuyasin, many blessings this year.